Hey everybody, I hope you are doing well and getting started with your placements. I know many of you are placed already. We still have a few that Mrs. Kaysen is tirelessly working on. So still remember to be patient, but you will get a placement, I promise. But I know she has a good number of you already placed. So I did want to go ahead and post your first assignment. It's not due for a few weeks, but as you're kind of getting out there, getting into your placements, you can use this assignment as kind of just a guideline, maybe some things that you could look for in your placements. Okay, so you can find the assignment under the Assignment Spring 2023 tab. So you'll just click right here. It's the only assignment that is currently posted. So what you're going to do, you'll just click here. It is just, it's from a textbook that I used for another class when I used to teach the old version of, oh, which one was it? 762. So you may see this textbook in I think Dr. Nixon taught it, and she might use the textbook. I'm not sure if she does or not. It's called Explicit Instruction by Archer and Hughes. So it's an activity from that textbook. So what I want you to do, all you're going to do is you're going to look at the lesson plan that I'm going to show you in just a second. Let me move the screen just a little bit. It is, of course, those of you who have taken classes with me before, you know the bane of my existence, it's upside down. So all you'll have to do is click to rotate it. I'm sorry. And yes, I try saving it after I rotate it. It always goes back to upside down. So I apologize, but that is the way that it is. So you will look at this lesson plan, the upside down one, and you will just submit your answers into this document right here. It's just 3 kind of blocks where you can submit sentences, bullet points to note, or bullet points, excuse me, to note any exemplary practices during the opening of the lesson, the body of the lesson, and the close of the lesson. All right, so what you're going to do, and right here where it says the part about comparing your answers to ours on pages 254 to 255, don't pay attention to that. I just copied it right from the book, the assignment, and that's what's in there. I will post their answers, kind of their suggestions after I grade your submitted assignments. Sorry about any confusion. That part was copied directly from the Explicit Instruction textbook, and I just forgot to mark it out. Okay, so you don't have to worry about having the textbook. You don't need it, as I told you. You do not need it, and I will post the answers later on. All right, so you're going to click here. Yes, we all know. Get ready. We all know what's going to happen. You're welcome, people. You're welcome. So you should be able to, oh boy, well, hold please. You normally should be able to right click and then rotate. All right, let's see. Because I think I have like a new version of Adobe. I don't know, but over here, there's a little thingy thing that will allow you to rotate it. If you don't have that little thingy thing, you should be able to right click and it should show up where it says rotate clockwise or rotate counterclockwise, okay? And if not, just print it out and then you can rotate it however you want. Okay. I just have to laugh at my scanner. You all know. Okay, so this is what you're going to look at. Application 2.3 model lesson. It's an algebra lesson on parentheses, which is why I'm having you look at it because it's the only one in the whole book. I think there might be one more that has to deal with math. So I want you to look at it. Again, just disregard this part that says finally compare your observations to ours. Don't worry about that part right now. I will post their observations for you after I grade them. So what you're going to do is you're going to read the lesson, ideally out loud, or teach it to a friend or colleague, or if you have your own children, or you have a dog, you have a stuffed animal, whatever. You don't really have to teach it per se to anybody, okay? But I would like you to read it out loud just because it kind of makes you really pay attention to what you're reading and to this lesson. Okay, then I want you to go back and note any exemplary practices evidenced during the opening, the body, and the closing of the lesson. All right, and so really the direction should stop right there. Okay, so here's the background information. You will read this. Oh, look at that. It rotated all the pages. There's the opening of the lesson. Okay, there's the body of the lesson. And here is the closing of the lesson. Okay, so you're just going to read through this lesson. This stuff right here on this page, this background information, it's just background information, okay? It doesn't really answer the question, or you don't really need any of this part to answer exemplary practices during the opening of the body or the closing, and the closing, excuse me. All right, so again, the directions kind of stop right here. Just to pretend there's a line drawn through this last little part. And you will look at the back, oh, not the background. See, I'm even lying to myself. You will look at the opening of the lesson, you will look at the body of the lesson, and you will look at the closing of the lesson. And what you will do, you will, excuse me, you will just open this document. Remember, you can open it here or here. I'm just going to open it here. It's just a Word document, and then all you're going to do, again, remember, you might have to click this little yellow Enable Editing button. Okay, so all you're going to do is read the lesson plan, ideally out loud to someone else. Then you will use sentences or bullet points to note any exemplary practices in the following areas. Here's the opening of the lesson, here's the body of the lesson, here's the closing of the lesson. So what did you notice in each area that was excellent, right? What are some of those good practices that maybe you're hearing about in 763, or maybe you've heard about from 762? So think back to some of the coursework that you're taking or that you've already had, and just think about some exemplary practices. You know, what should happen during the opening of the lesson? What should happen during the body of the lesson? What should happen during the closing of the lesson? Then, as you start getting more familiar with what you should see, you know, you can really start observing critically, not to be critical of your CT, that is not what I mean, but you can really start being thoughtful about what you see out in your practicums, okay? You can really start to think, that was an exemplary practice. I like the way the CT did. Oh, I really liked in the closing how the CT did. Again, we're not criticizing the CT, but you can think critically about what you saw, okay? Or what you're starting to see out in your placements. Again, just disregard this part right here. So directions, read the lesson out loud or teach it to a friend or colleague. Then go back and note any exemplary practices, evidence during the opening, the body, and the closing of the lesson. Stop. It's like a telegram, right? In the old days. But, stop. I mean, I never received a telegram. Maybe y'all did, but I'm not that old. I don't think any of you are older than me either. So you probably never received a telegram, right? Anyway, so again, read the lesson plan. You will use sentences or bullet points to note any exemplary practices in the following areas. And again, you're going to look just at the opening of the lesson, the body of the lesson, and the closing to find out what makes this lesson what do they call it? A model lesson, right? So something that you want to replicate. All right, so that's it for now. That's your only assignment. Again, once you get your placements, make sure you get in contact with your CT, get out there, start setting up a schedule that's going to work for you and your current situation, and also work with your CT schedule, and also follow the directions or the directives, whatever you want to call them, that are in the syllabus. Okay, so remember, you're not just going to go to your placement for like 3 or 4 days and be like, whoop, I got all my hours. No, that's not how it works. Read the syllabus again if you're confused, because if you don't follow those directions, it may end up with you having to retake this course. And remember, this course is only offered every spring. Okay, so again, the syllabus is over here under the content, your calendar of due dates is here, and your assignments are here. As of now, again, this is the only assignment. All right, it's pretty straightforward, but really take some time with the lesson and see what makes it, again, why is it considered a model lesson? What happened in the opening of the lesson that was just amazing? And you should, by the way, more than one bullet point for each area, right? At least probably 5, ideally 5 to 8. The closing, you might not be able to get quite that many because it's a much smaller section, but at least definitely more than one. Try for about 5 to 8. The closing, try for maybe 3 to 5, okay? Because I know people always want to know, how many do I have to have? So there you go. Again, bullet points or sentences are fine, and this is due not until February 10th. So you have a good bit of time, but I did just want to get it posted for you. Okay, that's it for now. Have a great day.